Hello and welcome back to the Crème kitchen. I have decided to make a dish for you that all y'all out there who think you have no time to cook, I made this really easy and really simple, so all you have to do is go to the grocery store, grab a few things, take them home, and you're gonna have a really fantastic, easy meal. It is mini meatball shepherd's pie. One of the reasons why I decided to teach cooking is because I heard all too often people say, I don't have time to cook. It's just easier to get takeout. And I was like, yeah, you do. You have total time to cook. And this recipe will prove it. We're going to start with meatballs. Frozen meatballs. I mean, it can't get any easier than that, can it? You can find these anywhere. I'm going to try for like 2 pounds and see what that looks like. Okay, so that would be 32 ounces is what we're looking for. Okay, now that we have our meatballs in our bowl, we're just gonna set them aside, okay? On to carrots. We're gonna add some onion, some carrots, and some garlic, okay? I want you to get 2 nice sized carrots, like this big. I'm telling you, this big. If not, get 3. And we're just gonna trim the kind of weird end off the carrots, like that. And you wanna get your grater and just grate. If you had a food processor, you could use that too, but mine broke. At the same time, I have a cast iron skillet. I've got it heated up to medium, okay? And we'll get that going while we're doing this. I want you to get half of an onion. And do the same thing, just right on top. It literally just went in my eye. Yeah. I don't know if any of you have ever grated onion before, but it's very satisfying until you get to the end, and that's very aggravating. Okay, let me go get washed up. Now that we have our cast iron skillet on medium heat and it's all heated up, I want you to put 2 tablespoons of butter in there. Once the butter starts to melt, you add your carrot and you add your onion. Once your vegetables get soft, I want you to add 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, grated right in there. And you just mix that right on in. While our vegetables are becoming really tender in our cast iron skillet, let's talk potato. Again, I want to make this really easy for you guys. So I got 32 ounces of already mashed potatoes, and I want you to put it in a bowl. But we're not done, because we're going to doctor these up a little bit, okay? It's going to seem like they're completely homemade from scratch. Let's get this kind of broken up a bit. I want you to get some nice, sharp white cheddar. I'm gonna say about 4 ounces. So let's grate some up. Next, we're gonna add 1 egg yolk. That is gonna help bind all of this together. So when you break into that shepherd's pie, it doesn't all kind of fall apart. Let's check and see how our vegetables are doing. It smells fabulous, look at that. But I am gonna make it smell even more fabulous. I'm gonna add a little bit of red wine to get all those bits and goodness off the bottom, and we're gonna let that reduce a little bit for our vegetables. Again, about 1/4 cup, 1/3 of a cup works great. You just want that wine to cook off a little bit. While our wine is reducing in the skillet, we're gonna combine the rest of our ingredients in our mashed potato topping. 1/2 cup of 1/2 and 1/2 goes in. And lastly, about 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. And then you stir to combine. Our mashed potato mixture is done. We're just gonna put it to the side. Let's finish our sauce for the shepherd's pie. Beautiful. Now what we want to do is add a couple tablespoons of flour. That's gonna be for thickening. And then to that, I want you to add 1 more tablespoon of butter. Let's add 1/4 cup of beef stock. And now this is about when you can turn this down from medium to about medium low. We're gonna add 1/4 cup of ketchup. To that, a couple tablespoons of the Worcestershire. And we're gonna give it a stir. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more beef stock. So a 1/2 cup total just to the vegetables until we get our meatballs in. Once we get that all combined, I want you to finally add the star of this dish, the meatballs. They don't even have to be thawed. You can put them in frozen. Let's see how our meatballs are doing. This is starting to come together beautifully. The vegetables are softening up, the meatballs are softening up. This is when you want to add another 1/2 cup of beef stock. You just stir to combine all of this goodness. Now that we have this all stirred in, I want you to just kind of shake them, get them level as much as you can, and we're gonna let it simmer for another couple, 2-3 minutes until the sauce kind of thickens up a little bit. We also have our oven preheated to 350 degrees. Once we get our meatballs done, we're gonna top it with this and get it in. Remember too, if you don't have a cast iron skillet, just make sure you're using something that goes from cooktop to oven. While we're finishing up the last steps of the meatballs, I want you to get a can of green beans. I know. You don't have to put it in there. You could have peas, you could have corn, you could have whatever vegetable you want, but this is gonna make it really easy, and most people do like green beans. I just want you to give them a rough chop. It'll be easier to eat. I like to have everything the same size when I'm eating it with my fork. Okay, rough chop done. Let's put this on top. Now we get to layer on our amazing and easy cheesy mashed potatoes. Just right over the top. And you can turn your skillet off now, because after this, we're gonna top it with a little bit of butter and it goes straight into the oven. 2 tablespoons of diced butter right on top. Our shepherd's pie has been in the oven for about 35-40 minutes. Let's take it out, put it out here, and see what it looks like. Be very careful with this, but this is what you're looking for. Look at the bubbling around the edges. It's golden brown. We've got some nice browning on top. Perfection. And if you were in here and you could smell this, I'm telling you what right now, I would dig into it right away, but don't. Look how hot it is. Let's let this sit for about 5 minutes. All right, look at this. The bubbling has subsided. I've got a couple of very special near and dear people who are here visiting, and they're gonna try it for all of us. That would be Jake and Rice. All right, you guys. Front and center, front and center, front and center. It's Jake's favorite thing in the world to do. Make sure you blow. What do you think? Yeah. Quick, easy way to make shepherd's pie at home. You guys don't even need to boil potatoes. I make it easy for you. Thank you once again for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. If you make this, send photos, please. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks, you guys. Until next time.
So, what the fuck is so funny?
Just for that, I kept looking at her. I was like, am I doing this right?